Well, here is a drone video practicing my skills and my sense of frustration of how to get the drone to fly in a circle all by itself and record. I've tried it a couple times before and had a little bit of grief trying to get it to follow a machine, but it'll follow a stationary object. So that I'm gonna load some firewood in here and just show it from a different perspective. We got a tandem gravel truck here, and the basket in the background near the bobcat there, that's a half a cord thrown in loose. The dog is thrilled. You can watch him race back and forth as it goes. But there he is again, waiting to see how close it'll be. He loves chasing birds. I think drone is the same thing in his mind. Anyway, I hooked up the firewood basket there. So that's a half a cord of loose birch firewood. That basket is 6 feet wide and 4 feet deep, and it's, I don't know, 4.5 or 5 feet thick or whatever it is there, 4 feet, I guess, when it's loose. And I just wanted to dump it into the truck there and show the process of that, and had full intentions of doing the second half. This is thrown in loose, and the second time to throw it in, stack it in the basket so it's a half cord again, and then dump it and show the difference and how much safer it would be to not have to climb up and open the basket. But I discovered after it was all over that the last part of this footage is I forgot to press record, so the drone got to watch it, but we don't get to. So that was maybe more than infuriating. But in the meantime, we go at least watch this part. So the box is empty. The boy climbs up there and unlatches the gate. There's a latch at the top and the bottom, and then when he pushes it open, he can't get it, and he gets it with his jaw and hammers his cheek on the side there. Bang. He was complaining about that afterwards. He didn't tell me about it then, but when we got back in the house, he says, I hurt my face opening the gate there. I couldn't figure out what he meant, but when I watched the video, I could see what happened. Anyway, you can't be too careful. And that's one of the reasons I'm going to build a different basket that has for the bigger loader, so I can put it in, hang it over top, and then unload it without having without getting out of the machine or anyone having to climb up. Because even though it's, moderately safe, it's obviously a risk, and somebody's gonna, people buy lottery tickets for much smaller risks than climbing in and out and up and down and opening, that kind of stuff. But as it is now, that's what one of the ways to do it is to dump it in there like that, give her a shake, and it all comes out. I was really interested how it would look when it came out stacked, but like I already mentioned, that little great source of irritation isn't an option today. Anyway, so that's a half a cord backed in there, and then dog is still thrilled. And then I'll pull around and park the bobcat in, and we'll leave the gate open, or the front door open like that, and then stack it in the next time so I can do it again. But at this point, that's what it looks like. I thought it was kind of cool to see the drone being able to circle around like that anyway. It did work, that part of it. And then in the next time, it was a little darker, so it was a little tougher. The drone actually lost its ability to do obstacle avoidance and wouldn't fly by itself right near the end. But there's the first half. The dog seems thrilled. Okay, part two. You can see it's getting dark. The headlights are on and the work lights are on in the truck. And after I unloaded it, I thought, holy crap, I didn't press the record button. So that was an extreme source of frustration. But I thought, well, I'm going to press record now, at least show what it looks like with a cord of wood in there. So the boys sweeping off a spot for the drone to land, but then it refused to fly over there because it was just too dark and the obstacle avoidance quit. So it seized up right here where it was, and I forced it to land straight down on the ground. But there's a truckload of wood.